Hello and welcome to the video. Today I'll be talking about how my first sports card investment has gone up nearly 100% after just one NBA game, and more about the NBA card market. If you like the video, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, and enjoy. Thank you. My first sports card investment was a 2007 Topps Kevin Durant rookie card out of the base set, card number 112 in a PSA 8 near mint. I made another video about why I chose this sports card. If you'd like to look at it, check out my channel page. But pretty much, you heard in the intro, this card price that I bought it at has nearly doubled after just one game that he's played in. For full transparency, I did buy it on the high. I bought it at 135. Recent sold listings, which we'll go into in a second, they have sold for nearly double that, if not more, and this is just after one game. It's kind of crazy how hot, basketball cards have gotten recently, how crazy the NBA card market has went just after the past, first set of games, and it was really crazy. And, if this is anything of a type of foreshadowing for the future of the NBA card market, I think it will be absolutely insane for the remainder of the season. I mean, if this just happened after one game, imagine, after 72 games and then the playoffs. I think, the bubble was like a condensed form of that in a way. But I think what we're about to see this upcoming season could be absolutely ridiculous. We'll go into a bit of why I think it went up that much just after one of his games, why I'm still really happy that I picked this card of his as my investment, and just look at some of the sold listings on eBay and kind of look at how the card prices has trended recently and how I think it might play out in the coming months as KD and the NBA in general continues to play. Alright, so we're looking at some solds here for the 2007 Topps card. We've got a set listed at 255 on bids. One is on bid for 89. One is on bid for 175. We got a 224 buy now from ComC, a 299 buy now with 13 watchers. Another one is on bid for ComC with 99 cents. One's a buy now at 235. Another buy now at 279. And then we've got some bids here that have 8 days, it looks like, left, 8 to 9 days left, and they're relatively low. And then that's about it. This is another one of the reasons why I really liked this card of his as one of my investments, is because the population counts on PSA of this card are so low, especially in higher grades of 8 or above. And the reason, I listed in my other video is just the condition sensitivity. The card is all around black card. It's paper thin. It's not like an optic chrome, or it doesn't have a thick stock finish. And so it was very easily damaged. And while in 2007 they weren't throwing the cards around like they did back in the day, but there definitely wasn't as much of a concerted effort to care for the cards as potential investments as there is now. Right now it's like you open a pack of cards, penny sleeve, top loader, card saver, send it in, PSA, come back, it's in a slab forever. I bet even in 2007 they probably did have penny sleeves and top loaders, but there probably wasn't as much effort thinking about, could this card be worth 10x in the future? Is this player going to be an all-time great and whatnot? And so I still really like the fact that I chose this card as my investment. And I think just looking at the overall on eBay, there's just not a lot of them listed, and therefore I think that will cause the price to continue to rise and rise and rise. Alright, now I think we're about to look at some of the sold listings for this card and see where the prices are at. And the most recent one sold for $279.99. Remember, again, I bought in at around $135. And so right there's already over 100% ROI. The next one was at $200, $189. That 910 one, that's a different version. I don't have that. $166, $169, $149. That was right after he played against the Golden State Warriors. And just seeing that after one game, like I saw, a 5% to a 15% increase just after one game was already good enough signs for me. And now that it's kind of risen to over 100% ROI is just super great. And we're kind of looking here at like the trend of how things have gone. And pretty much what has happened is they started even like 2 weeks, a week before the season started. They started at around 100 to 115. Before that, they were anywhere from 85 to 100. And I talked about it in my other video about how I felt like KD's cards were going to go crazy because he's coming off of that injury. A lot of people are excited to see if he can return to the form that he once was before he got injured. He's on a new team with a new teammate in Kyrie Irving. A lot of people want to see if they can, coexist and they can kind of figure out how to win and whatnot together because they are both players that, Kyrie more, but KD also did struggle a little bit playing with Westbrook, and I think a lot of people wanted to see how that would work. And then after their game against the Warriors on the 22nd, I think people saw like, whoa, their bench is pretty good. They've got some depth on their team. They could, come out of the East and meet in the finals against the Lakers. And I think that now is starting to get baked into some of these prices. And I think it's going to drive a lot. It's going to drive the price a lot more up in the future if, they can continue with their success, because I think a lot of people are watching them and seeing them kind of, like they could have potential to reach the finals and potentially win it all. All right, we're about to look at another search for this exact card. A lot of people don't know the difference between this card and the white border card, so sometimes you have to type in black border or black PSA 8 or rookie card of his because they look exactly the same except one has a white border and one has a black border. And so sometimes it's good to look up this one as well to see the differences in markets. Right there we got one on bids with an hour left at 201, one with 50, and then 3 listed at 299. This also points out kind of the low pop count of the card. There's only 5 listed when you look this up. And I think, his Kevin Durant's demand could easily just obliterate all the supply that there is. Then we're going to look at solds. The first one we see sold for $310 with 33 bids. The second one is $279.99. I mean, that's over 100% ROI for me on both of those, and I think that's crazy. After just one game, that's what he does. And, it kind of just shows, I think, a type of foreshadowing for certain players on how the market is going to go. It's going to be extremely, I think, overreactionary, extremely like speculative, and I think there's going to be a lot of chance for very big gain, but I think there might also be a lot of chance for some losses if you buy at the wrong time. So again, please like do your research, like think about what might make a card have high demand. Think about the supply of it. Is there a lot of supply? Is there not a lot of supply? Think about the price point that you're buying in relation to what it was selling a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a month ago, or even a day ago, because this Kevin Durant card a week ago was selling for, 100, 115. Now some are selling for anywhere from 250 to 300 after one game, and I think that that amount of reaction in such a short amount of time could hurt a lot of people in their investments, because you see it spike up one day and you think this thing is going to take off to the moon, and then the player comes out, has a horrible game the next game, and it spikes back down, and you just bought it at X amount. I think it's very important to do the research. I think also this could very well tell how the next 3 to 5 months are going to go in terms of the card market, but it also could not. Like, this could just be the first week of stuff. Everyone's really hyped to see the NBA back. There are a lot of great matchups on right now, but I think maybe this could taper off as like the time goes on throughout the season, and we don't see the same type of excitement around the card market. It's all very speculative, but it kind of just feels good to know that I made somewhat of a good investment, at least in the present, for this, for this day and time. I think that kind of feels good for anybody. And so I really hope you guys do research before making investments so that you guys can feel good about it when they potentially go up. and not bad if they potentially go down. Let me know in the comments like what you think about this type of reactionary stuff. Obviously, Kevin Durant is just one example, but there have been a ton of cards over the past 2 days of games that have gone crazy. Like 50% up, 70% up, 100% up. So let me know what you guys think. If you guys bought card investments, are they doing good? Are they doing bad? And what do you think will happen in the future of the season? If you liked the video, please hit the like and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it, and have a great day.